Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. Katherine Woodman's time in the Big Brother house was defined by her showmance with Rylie Jeffries, but that wasn't bad for her game, she says. Under Mickey Lee's hoe that she did the takeover from Rylie. I think that my conversations in combination with Rylie's conversations with Mickey were one of the very few things that kept me from touching the block, Woodman, who was evicted August 28, said, adding that the benefits or potentially the lack thereof to being in a showmance are case by case. I think for me, being in a showmance genuinely saved me week 4. Jimmy's eviction. I would have been on the block instead of Jimmy, and I would have went home had it not been for Rylie. Further on in the season, I don't know. It could have kept me there a little longer, but maybe it also got me sent home the week after. I don't know how much my showmance really influenced people with my game, but I think it might have influenced Rylie's. There's a lot of very aggressive verbiage. Fans have criticized Jeffries' comments in the Big Brother 27 house, specifically when he told Woodman to sit down and that he would marry her whether she likes it or not. The show even canceled his typical exit interviews following his August 21st eviction. He did, however, state that he speaks with passion and that he comprehends how things may have come across. I love with my whole heart, and maybe that intensity was misunderstood, Jeffries said to Entertainment Weekly in an August 28th article. I would never intentionally disrespect anyone, especially Katherine. I respect her deeply, and she's her own person, makes her own choices. I think some moments just don't reflect who I truly am. My intentions have always been motivated by care and loyalty rather than control. Woodman said she and Jeffries are still in communication. It's more so just checking in on each other, she said. There's a lot of very aggressive verbiage I feel like surrounding our situation, and it's really hard to see. I can't really imagine how difficult it is for him. So I do feel the need to check in and make sure that he's doing okay. He seems to have received the most severe negative response from anyone who has left the house thus far, and he is sort of dealing with that on his own. Who she wants to win and what Katherine Woodman plans to do next now that she's out of the house. Woodman says her choice for who she wants to win changes every 10 minutes. The answer for so long was me, she said. As of 5 minutes ago, it might be Keanu Soto now. Just because I'm like, yeah, show them that they're all wrong. He was never a target for me either. I think everyone else left in the house, other than Lauren Doming now, has entered my mind at some point of like, I want them out. And in regards to the future, Woodman would love to try her hand at another show. The moment that I left, I was like, okay, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to go home yet, she said. And I don't think I got to compete enough. I wish I had participated in more competitions. Big Brother 27 continues September 3rd at 8 p.m. Each recommendation is independently selected by our skilled editors. If you purchase through our links, the USA Today network may earn a commission. Prices were correct when they were published, but they could have changed. 1 week after Rylie Jeffries, Katherine Woodman and her showmance partner were kicked out of the Big Brother house. She left in a 7-1 vote, with only her friend Lauren Doming throwing her a stay vote. She was so close to winning the blockbuster, but Kelly Jorgensen pulled out the win after her ball landed in the slot first. Katherine sat next to Ava Pearl, whom she said she had nothing bad to say about, but said she would win if they didn't get her out. Katherine only won one competition in the house this season, a power of veto, and she told TV Insider why she chose what she did in that competition. Her showmance with Rylie sparked fan backlash after he was seen talking aggressively to her, telling her he wants to marry her, and throwing things at her. The Big Brother contestant also revealed after her eviction where she and Rylie stand, how she was shocked to hear a fan backlash, who she would have taken to the final 2, and more. You spent the last week in the Big Brother house without Rylie. What was life like without your number one person? Katherine Woodman. It was definitely hard. The first 2 or 3 days, I had to cope with, essentially, my rock in the house being gone. I was crying about him being gone and wanting him to be there to comfort me about him being gone. And that's like an oxymoron. So that part was definitely hard, but I think I was able to kind of put it in the background. I thought to myself, no matter what, I'm going to see him at the end of this, whatever that entails, and I needed to move on and compartmentalize. I was in that state. As a result, I did that as best I could. And now that he was gone, who would have been your final two? With him gone, my final two, Rachel and Vince. I really want to see them fight, and I hope Rachel wins and Vince realizes how foolish he was to ever protect her. And who would you have taken to final two? I would have taken Rylie if everything had been perfect. But now that he was gone, who would you have taken? Now he was gone, maybe I would have taken Ava. I could slightly respect losing to her since she's so nice. I think I could potentially have won over Ava. Lauren was your friend in the house. Were you kind of mad at her when she used the veto on Vince, which resulted in Rylie going up? I felt some anger and some sadness, I think, the first 10 minutes after it. But it was another one of those situations where in the house you have to be like, she's still somebody I'm close to. She remains my ally. I know that she likely didn't think that that was going to happen. She called a bluff, and it was a mistake, but it was the way that it was, and there wasn't much to do about it. So I had to move on quickly from it, and I did, so I held no resentment towards her for that. I just wasn't the happiest about it. Why do you think that Vince chose you as a replacement nominee instead of Rachel? I think he is playing a game where he has a lot of threats, but also can't fully see his allies. And I think his paranoia is a little stronger than maybe some people's in the house. So him wavering on that decision, especially after I know that there was an alliance with Rachel in the first place, I'm very surprised that he wavered at all. So I think it goes to show that he is a little bit influenced by others, and I just didn't have quite as much influence as the numbers on the side that wanted me out. Would you have kept him safe if he hadn't put you up? Because he would not have been one of my initial nominations. He was somewhat secure working with me. The numbers in the house are dwindling so much that 4 nominees is a lot. As a result, he wouldn't have been entirely safe as a renom. He definitely would have been the main consideration. Going back a couple of weeks to when you won the veto in the prize swap veto, what made you take that instead of money or a trip, since you weren't on the block? I wanted to win a veto. Technically, I still would have been a winner if I had taken money or a trip, but I wouldn't have ever been able to say that like I had the power of veto, and I did not go to Big Brother to not win something and feel like I won something, and it didn't feel like a real win without having it. So, yeah, I just really wanted the necklace. Only Lauren voted to save you. Did any of the other votes shock you? No, not so much. I knew it was a bit of a pipe dream to get anywhere near close to a tie. I was warned beforehand that Kelly was very strongly wavering to not vote to keep me as well, and that definitely hinted at that I might not have anybody. I honestly was kind of expecting a unanimous vote. So I appreciate the sympathy vote from Lauren. Love her. In the house, there was some criticism of your and Rylie's Showmance from fans. Would you like to clarify how he treated you or correct the record? I never felt like I was in any position that I was unhappy with him or uncomfortable or I didn't see anything going wrong, and I am really surprised that it was taken that way. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to him and see what was going on with that, but I definitely don't want to fan fires. Every good experience I had in the house was directly related to him, and the majority of my bad experiences occurred when he wasn't even in the same room. I really enjoyed being in the house with him. So, do you think you're going to pursue a relationship, or at least a friendship after this? I'm going to test the waters and see where life takes me. Rylie is a great person, and I'm excited to talk to him and also see him at some point, no matter how that appears. Would you come back at all for any other season if you were asked back? Yes, I would like to return. I don't feel like I participated in enough competitions. That is, my biggest thing, the social aspect is kind of so difficult in that house, and it's really chance. However, When I saw some of those competitions, I thought, gosh, if I just done this, that, and whatever. When it comes to actual games and competitions, I am such a miserable loser. So, that side of that was probably my only regret, is that I didn't get to do more. Therefore, I would perform any action involving that. Would you want to come back with the same cast or a different cast? I wouldn't want to come back with the same cast. Laughs. I think turning it off would be fun for me. And I think every cast makes every game and season different. You really have no idea how it's going to go. Certain personalities will be first out in one season and last out in a different one. So it really just depends. What would you have done with the money if you had won? I would have figured it out. I tried not to think about it because I think the number of things you could do with that amount of money would have driven me crazy with such a strong desire to win. And if you put too much pressure, at least if I put too much pressure on myself, it's a little too stressful. Since I am educated and education is expensive, I probably would have started by paying off some school loans. Do you have any final thoughts or comments about your time here? I had a great time, and I'm excited to see how people responded to some of my more humorous comments. It's possible that I dealt with humor too much and that it was taken too seriously. Aside from that, it was a wonderful summer and experience, and I'm glad I was able to attend. Big Brother, Season 27, CBS, 8/7C, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.